Next up is the Junior Rotax pre-final. The drivers making their way out of the dummy grid as the sunshine continues to bathe the circuit with radiant warmth. Let's have a look at the starting grid for the pre-final. So it's an all-British front row as Scott Marsh in the 222 will have Ethan Jeff Hall in the 297 alongside. Vic Stevens from Belgium will start third in the 269 alongside Hungary's Aaron Krepsik in the 230. And it's Enzo Bol from the Netherlands in the 204 that rounds out the top five and is joined by Germany's Austin Lee in the 272. Kasper Schulmans in the 240 starts seventh alongside Great Britain's Vinnie Phillips in the 287. The 251 of Croatia's Leon Zelenko and the 255 of Denmark's Mikkel Pedersen complete the top 10. Tom Bracken in the 218 from Belgium. And then it's Gustav Zusakovs from Great Britain in the 289. Boluet from Belgium in the 224. The 262 of Colin Ważny from Poland and also the 208 from Morgan Knudsen from Poland round out the top 15. Rounding out the grid, it's Switzerland's Tino Sidler, Germany's Maximilian Schreier. Karel Stout from Switzerland starts 18th ahead of Oliver Sander from Great Britain. And Tommy van der Stroys from the Netherlands. Alexander Hododinsky from Poland starts alongside Ismael Fuentes Luque from Spain. Lithuania's Maxim Suchurko, Leandro Fischer from Germany, Thomas Ingram Hill from Great Britain, Timothy Vladimirov from the Ukraine, Hungary's Patrik Sukovics, then we've got Erharun from Spain, Alexander Klugel from Germany, Thomas Ludogkas from Lithuania, and good to see Moose Huben after that incident. He went for a morning warm-up and he's back in the kart. And also, before I forget, happy birthday to his dad. Many congratulations, Nico Huben, who's here as well. So good to see Mies Huben back in the kart. 31 drivers, 11 minutes, plus an additional lap. The sunshine has graced us with its warm presence, and it's going to provide some great air temperature, but also provides a bit more heat and adhesion on the circuit. So the drivers now getting into formation. 15 and a half rows, 31 drivers, 11 minutes plus an additional lap to decide our final this afternoon. Right then, into the tram lines, revs rise, are we ready? We are lights out and racing. And the drivers swarm instantly to the right-hand side to get the best purchase going into turn one for the first time. And Scott Marsh leads the way. And it's 3-4 abreast right towards the back part of the field. Oh, we've had a tangle and a turnaround. Multiple drivers involved. One driver pointing 180 degrees the wrong way and trying to get the kart started and is trying to get out of the kart and move it on to the tarmac. And that is the 233. Leandro Fischer from Germany now gets back underway as the rest of the field continues at full pelt down the hill. And now a little bit further along, great battle happening between Mikkel Pedersen and Ethan Jeff Hall. That is for fourth position on the road as things stand. A little bit further back, I see a bit of a tussle. Oh, Karel Stout around the outside through the double right-hander going onto the back straightaway. It's three abreast. He's having to relinquish the position, switches to the inside. Some great battling from the juniors. But look at the battle at the front of the field. Scott Marsh, Aaron Krepsik and Vic Stevens going toe-to-toe. Instantly on the defensive goes Scott Marsh. He won the Micromax Winter Cup title 2 years ago at this very circuit. He took a victory yesterday and he took 2 seconds. That put him at the top of the intermediate classification. Despite Ethan Jeff Hall getting 2 wins and a fourth, as Vic Stevens trying to wrestle with the front end of the kart, trying to get past Aaron Krepsik at the same time. Jeff Hall is not too far behind. Mikkel Pedersen, Vinnie Phillips, Leon Zelenko, Austin Lee, Kasper Schulmans and Colin Ważny round out the top 10. Then it's Usakos, Bracken, Bol, van der Stroys and Stout rounding out the top 15. And what on earth was that? Aaron Krepsik trying to get round the outside. He got through on Scott Marsh, and Scott Marsh has dropped to second. It's dropped to third, courtesy of Ethan Jeff Hall. And Ethan Jeff Hall is saying to Aaron Krepsik, come on, just go. Just push. And now Jeff Hall gets through. Oh, Scott Marsh trying to get through there as well. Didn't make it through, and he's now in fourth behind Vic Stevens. It's all kicking off, and Leon Zelenko's not too far behind. Austin Lee is in there. Mikkel Pedersen is in there. Kasper Schormans is in there. Colin Vajny, Benny Phillips. The train is extended as they surge their way up the hill. And oh, we've had someone go off at the top. Someone go off, and that is the 251. There's Croatia's Leon Zelenko. The cart stepped out wide whilst they were battling for position. And unfortunately, Leon Zelenko was the one that got the short end of the stick, I'm afraid. 8 minutes and 20, plus an additional lap still to go. Ethan Jeff Hall leads. Aaron Krepsik. Scott Marsh. Austin Lee from Germany now up into fourth position. And he's ahead of Mikkel Pedersen and Kasper Schormans. Already the first 180 seconds have been pretty explosive. Wait for the next just under 8 minutes as they are swarming for positions. And I've just seen, is that Vinnie Phillips that has absolutely sprung? Vinnie Phillips did an absolute switchback masterclass through two respective corners. Went one way, then the other. Scott Marsh, oh! 2 wheels on the dust for the 222. Scott Marsh having a bit of a nightmare out there. And he was pushed a little bit wide, but he started fighting back. He's now behind Colin Vajny. He's got Mikkel Pedersen just up ahead with 255 from Denmark as they go down the hill once again. It's now about a little bit of damage limitation for Scott Marsh. He's got to start climbing the order. He's got 7 minutes and 10 plus an additional lap to do that. He can do that strategically. He's got Enzo Bol behind, then the 254. That's Tommy van der Stroys, who has been on a charge. An engine shut down in qualifying put Tommy van der Stroys, who I first came into contact with at the B&L karting series a couple of years ago as a Micromax driver. And now he's into his second year as a junior. He's absolutely been flying. He is fired up, is van der Stroys. And he's got Enzo Bol just up ahead, his teammate at SP Motorsport, who's in 10th position. A little bit of switching around for places. Kasper Schormans versus Vinnie Phillips. And that is for 5th on the road. And Vinnie Phillips trying to switch one way. Front bumper gets a little bit of a catch with the left rear tyre. 240 from the Netherlands. And unfortunately, the Antwerp Fischer is now out of the race, I'm afraid. So the German will have to start from the back of the grid for the final a little bit later on this afternoon. But outside of the top 10, I am seeing significant battles. Drivers are pushing like crazy, even at the back end of the field. They are not giving up. It is too wide through the second to last corner, a bit further behind, probably around about 17th or 18th position as the drivers hurtle their way across the start-finish line. There's Vinnie Phillips trying to close on in. Scott Marsh trying to get through on Mikkel Pedersen and has made the move and has got past the 255. Pace he showed in qualifying, no one could really touch the youngster from Cornwall. He's got Vinnie Phillips as the next target. He's got Mikkel Pedersen behind. Enzo Bol is there. Then we've got the 262. That's Colin Vajny. Tommy van der Stroys is in the background. Vajny going up the inside of Pedersen. And Enzo Bol had already gone through. Oh, Pedersen's round! Pedersen is round on the back straightaway. Whoa. And he's just started getting going again. Oh, that's how close it can be. You can be too wide coming out of that double right onto the back straightaway. And it's 3 abreast coming out of the final corner. As the battle still goes on between Kasper Schormans and Vinnie Phillips, and Scott Marsh has been closing in on the pair of them, hand over fist. And he's within about a couple of kart lengths of Vinnie Phillips as they go down the hill. Seeing some great drives at the moment. It's a bit of a recovery order for Tom Bracken. He's now down in 16th. Karel Stout from 18th now up into 11th and climbing. Vinnie Phillips and now Scott Marsh both get past Casper Schormans. Now they're going to start chasing down Austin Lee, who's still holding station in 4th place. As Ethan Jeff Hall continues to lead with just over 3 minutes and 30, plus an additional lap still to go in the race. We're on to lap number 8. And Scott Marsh has put in the fastest lap of anybody, 1 minute 4.110. Has he increased the pace this time? Not quite. Well, he was close. And he's got Vinnie Phillips trying to look up his inside going through turn 1 as they go up the hill. And Phillips now takes the position from the 222. They're going to go through the crest, and there's Enzo Boll right on the back bumper of Scott Marsh. Colin Vajny and Karel Stout's gotten into the top 10. He's got past Tommy van der Stroys. Stout picked up a P3 yesterday. Marsh back up the inside of Phillips. Enzo Boll looking to the inside run, maybe to try and get a little bit of a switchback opportunity, but he's got Casper Schormans behind. So Enzo Boll has got that €64,000 question to answer. Do I attack or do I defend? And it's a 50-50 with that. Vinnie Phillips trying to get through past Scott Marsh, who looks to his inside, pulls to the right. Phillips right in his wheel tracks. Into turn 1 the pair go, and a bump over the curb by the right rear wheel of Scott Marsh. Launches it just a couple of inches off the air, up into the air as Colin Vajny up the inside of Casper Schormans. Here comes Karel Stout as well. And this is going to be a battle royale. This is for 5th place. And that is 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. And Ethan Jeff Hall is pulling away. Austin Lee is got some clear air to himself. He's holding station in 4th place as we speak. But with just over 90 to go as... Oh, what on earth was going on there? I think between Casper Schormans and Karel Stout, it compromised the pair of them, and now they've lost out. And I think that's the resurging Leon Zelenko that has got past the pair of them accordingly. And Stout now fires it back up the inside of Schormans and closes the door out. And then all of a sudden, the 2-2-4, that's Boulouette. And Stout is getting rather controlled aggression out because he was trying to keep the door shut. And oh, he's had a tangle. Oh my goodness, he went on the brakes and then all of a sudden the front right bumper caught the back rear of Schormans, and now it's opened the floodgates. Everyone's trying to get through and there's not enough room or tarmac thereof to get that job done. And Enzo Boll trying to close in on Vinnie Phillips and has got Colin Vajny right behind as we head into the last 30 seconds. Leon Zelenko has made up a few positions after the dramas earlier on. And behind him, it's a minefield out there. There's pins being pulled on grenades. They're being thrown in multiple different directions. And Casper Schormans is being hunted down by Tommy van der Stroys. And Tom Bracken is a couple of positions behind. And they're still arguing like children. Oh my goodness, well they are children, but they're arguing like children for swings on a playground, and there's only a couple left, and Tom Bracken nearly sent it up the inside of his teammate in the 254. But the timer has now hit 0 around about half a minute ago. So after this we'll have one more lap. The dust hasn't settled quite yet. And right behind Tom Bracken is in 2-3-5. That's Lithuania's Maxim Suchurko. So the Lithuanian, oh, someone's going very sideways under braking it where the back end stepped out to the left. And that was towards probably the lower part of the top 15, but it's still all for themselves. Final lap board is out. And Ethan Jeff Hall has got a commanding lead of 1.1 seconds over Adam Krepsik. Colin Vajny trying to get past Vinnie Phillips and has got Enzo Bol in tow. And that's in the battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. Leon Zelenko is about 9/10 of a second adrift of this battle. But the leaders now making their way down the straightaway on the mid part of the circuit. Ethan Jeff Hall has the double right, and then onto the back straightaway will go the youngster from Lancaster. There'll be 3 more corners to go. Phillips, Vajny and Bol still embroiled in that battle for P6. As Ethan Jeff Hall now makes his way out of the final corner, and in Junior Rotax pre-final, Ethan Jeff Hall takes a commanding victory whilst it all kicked off behind, and he wins by 1.659 seconds ahead of Hungary's Adam Krepsik. Vic Stevens from Belgium completes the top 3 as the Junior Rotax drivers hurtle their way over the start-finish line to take the checkered flag. Austin Lee rounds out the top 5 as Scott Marsh finishes in 4th position. Vinnie Phillips held on to 6th ahead of Enzo Bol and Colin Vajny, with Enzo Bol taking 7th position by 56 thousandths. Leon Zelenko and Boluet rounded out the top 10 ahead of Kasper Schomans, Tom Braken, Maxim Sechurko, Tommy van der Stroys, Gustav Zusakovs, Maximilian Schreier, Alexander Horodinsky, Ismail Fuentes-Luque. Karel Stout ended up in 19th position ahead of Nies Huben. Great drive from the young Dutchman to start 31st and finish in the top 20 after the incident yesterday. So the 288 from the Netherlands rounding out the top 20 itself. Oliver Sander and Thomas Ingram Hill from the UK rounded out the top 22 ahead of Patrick Lipovics from Hungary. And we got Alexander Klugel, Er Harun, Thomas Rudokas, Tino Sidler, Mikkel Pedersen finished in 28th after that drama on the back straightaway a few laps ago. Morgan Knudsen from Poland and Timothy Vladimirov from the Ukraine being the last of the 30 drivers that took the checkered flag, with Leandro Fischer unfortunately retiring on lap 3.